Hello friends and welcome to a brand new video. Today I will show you how you can cold outreach to companies to sell your services. In my previous video I showed to you how you can create stunning websites with AI, like this for example, in less than 15 minutes for less than $5. We're posting daily content, educational content, for example like this. Even though I don't plan to monetize this video, monetize in the way that you will become a client of mine, but we do post on over hundreds of accounts, daily content, trying to get views, engagement, and of course driving traffic to our website, to our services, landing pages, and whatever we're offering. Another thing is what you can do is SEO. You're optimizing your website for Google or for LLMs, so you would basically be seen on ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, but it's like a long-term game, so you have to do a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to get the juicy SEO traffic and to maybe find clients through that. The fastest and the best strategy, in my personal opinion, is cold outreach. So you can do cold outreach via email, you can do it on social media, for example Instagram DM, you can do it via phone, like a call center will do it. What you will see in today's video is, first, what is cold outreach? Second, how you can get leads for your cold outreach, how you can also enrich those leads, and the last thing is how you can cold outreach to them in mass. Because you have to imagine, if you outreach to 100 businesses, the percentage of businesses who will actually reply to you is maybe around 2, maybe 3, maybe 4% if you're lucky. In order to get like 2 reply at least, you need to outreach to at least 100 people. But of course it takes a lot of time to scrap manually hundreds of contacts and then to write emails from your personal Gmail. And this is bullshit and you don't have to do it. I will show you a fully automated way. So then let's start and dive in. I will show you the fully automated system, how I run my lead scrapping. So let's start with, where are we getting the leads from? We are getting those leads from Google Maps. I think most people are using Google Maps for finding directions. Like, I need to find a restaurant, I need to find a dentist near me, I need to find a barber, I need to find a lawyer, for example. Usually you either put it on Google itself or you put it on Google Maps. But anyways, if you put it on Google, usually they will redirect you to Google Maps. So what you can do in Google Maps, you can search for a city. For example, here's Frankfurt in Germany. But we can search for any city, let's say Los Angeles. So here's LA. In Google Maps is a lot of different businesses, supermarkets, offices, etc. So for example, we see directly here Home Depot, we see a super mall, we see Kia, the car manufacturer, Hertz, car rental, etc. If I click for example on Hertz, what do we see? We see the address, we see of course the name, we see a phone number, and we see the website. And what can we do with it? So let's say, because we did this in the previous video, we're designing websites for business. We have a product, we have a service, what we like to offer to people and to businesses. Then we have to find a niche. To what kind of client do we want to sell it? So let's say we want to sell our websites for dentists, and I will just search for dentists. And what does Google Maps show me? It shows me all the dentists in this area. If I click on any of those in the list, or I can select them here on the map, I will get informations we already know we will get. What I can also do, I can scroll around LA, I can click here on this button. It's right now in German, but for you it will be like search in this area. And Google Maps will search again. It will show me a new list of dentists, and you see there are like a lot. I can also scroll in this list, and you see I'm scrolling, and so basically there are unlimited leads. Not unlimited, but maybe let's say in LA maybe 500, maybe 1000 dentists. I don't know, but there are a lot of dentists in LA, and even this is not enough, let's say, because we need, I don't know, 10,000 leads. We can search for other type of doctors, eye doctor, we can search for skin care or skin screening, skin doctor, whatever. Thousands of different industries which are related to each other. Of course, you can also search for a doctor or for a hospital. We are able basically to find, let's say 90% of all businesses through Google Maps. We're missing like 10% of businesses. These are mostly like online agencies. There's like e-com shops. There are other ways to find them as well. But today we want to focus on Google Maps scrapping and Google Maps lead generation. So for this, we're using N8N. You see here workflow, basically multiple workflows. I will explain everything in detail, how my scrapping workflow works, and I will not describe every step in N8N like how N8N works. This may be something for a different video. I will describe every step in my workflow, but I will not describe how N8N works. I can change how the workflow starts by just clicking the delete button. Why I use the webbook, I will switch it back to the Telegram. I will show you both. I have two ways how I can run my workflow. One way is I run it manually. If I run it manually, I will need a Telegram trigger. This is what it's called, Telegram trigger. So I send a message via Telegram, and then it catches this message and starts a workflow. This is the manual part. Usually I don't use the manual part, but I was playing around with some. So if I want to use it manual, what I will send via Telegram. Let's go back to our example with the dentist. So I will say I'm looking for dentist. Then I will say how many. So how many results I want to get. 100, 200, 300. Usually I use 200 to 300. So I will put dentist, semicolon, 300, semicolon. And then I need a Google Maps link URL, and watch this. Like here's google.com maps, and here your coordinate 25.12,55.20 whatever. But how you can get this, you basically go to Google Maps, you just copy the URL. I already filled in like dentist, we want 300 results. I will paste now the Google URL. If I would click now enter, this will basically send this message to Telegram. This will trigger automatically my whole workflow, and the workflow will start. I have a different way how I currently use my scrapping tool. So instead of sending Telegram message, I use a webhook. Why I use a webhook? Let me show you this. Here you see here's some guy, he's called Shrimp. Who is Shrimp? Shrimp is my OpenClaw agent. So I have two OpenClaw instances. One is Shrimp. Shrimp has 4 other agents who work with him. So these are 5 OpenClaw agents. And I have also some other OpenClaw instance which have over 30 agents. I call them factory. So what is Shrimp doing, my OpenClaw agent? He's basically running the whole lead generation part from start to end. So Shrimp is thinking, what kind of industries should we look for to sell our services for? Shrimp is running the whole workflow. So basically Shrimp is sending this message to start the workflow. Then the workflow finish at one point, and Shrimp would send a new message. I don't do anything. Shrimp is doing everything. But to show you like how to set up an OpenClaw agent and to run this fully automatic, this is also an entire whole new video, because OpenClaw will be basically the topic. So we will not talk today about OpenClaw. We will talk today about the manual workflow via Telegram. So you just send a message, you get 200-300 leads. This takes, 5 minutes. You just send a new link. That's it. This takes you 2 seconds. Literally 2 seconds. You just saw we go on Google Maps, search for dentist, then we search for hospital, then we search for butcher, for bakery, whatever you're looking for. So this is the first trigger. This is the workflow, how it starts. Here's nothing to see. It's just a Telegram account. So you basically log in with your Telegram account via API. The trigger is on the message. So I receive a message. The next step, like the message arrives here, it goes to this code node. So basically it reads the message. What does it mean to read the message? Because you have to understand, we are sending a message via Telegram to N8. These are 2 different systems. So if I send a message, let's say my name is Arthur, this message will arrive at N8, and N8 will be like, what is my name is Arthur? Like, if the question is what is your name, the first part, my name is is an overkill in information. Like the system is not built like this. So this code node will basically just delete the part my name is and just keep my real name, Arthur, depends where you're from and how you pronounce my name. So Arthur, we pronounce it now in English. It will just keep my name and skip the first part, like my name is, because this is not necessary information. So this code is basically doing nothing else, just keeping the relevant information, deleting everything else. This one, run Google Maps Scrapper. I use for this, there are 2 ways. I use for this a paid solution. There's also a free solution. The free solution is, so I need much more, I need it much faster. I use Epify. If you don't know what is Epify, you just go on epify.com. Epify is basically I guess it's the world's biggest scrapping tool. So you can scrap anything and everything and everywhere and whatever. You also see here on the landing page, TikTok scrapper, Google Maps scrapper, Instagram scrapper, Facebook, Amazon, website, whatever. Everything what is on the internet, what is on the server can be scrapped. Or what we are using, Google Maps. So also very, very important, the costs. This scrapper costs you around $2.10 per 1,000 scrapped places. Places are not like you send 1,000 different locations. Places are 1,000 leads. And this is pretty cheap, to be honest. Like, imagine $2 for 1,000 leads. Let's say 2%, 3% will reply from 1,000 people. It's 20, 30 people who are talking to you. Maybe from them you make one sale, like literally one sale. And how much you make from a sale? I don't know. What are your prices? But let's say you sell a website, maybe 1K, maybe 2K, maybe 3K, but like 1K minimum. So you made 1K from $2. But of course, you will not get all the information you need. So it means when you scrap 1,000 people, 1,000 leads, not people because we're scrapping businesses, but when you scrap 1,000 leads, maybe from those 1,000 leads, 300, 400 will have a valid email. The phone number will be on more leads valid, but if you're not in the place that you can call like 1,000 people, or you don't have like 20 employees who can work or function as a call center and call 24/7 businesses to propose your services, then it is like not humanly manageable to do this via phone. So you will need an email address, or at least like an Instagram or something, how you can reach out in quantity to people without spending hours of time. So I personally use emails and also Instagram, but my main source is emails. So if you use this one, you will get like 300-400 emails maybe, but from 1,000 you basically lose 700. So we will need to enrich them. It depends how much you want to enrich leads. So for example, I use like a 3-layer enrichment system. The first layer is like a basic scrap. So basically this part here, plus on top a first like enrichment. So with the basic scrap, I get like 300-400 emails per 1K leads. Plus with my basics enrichment system, it doubles it. Like then I have 600-700. So already like 60-70% of all leads with an email address. This cost me like $2. The price, it's actually the same scrapper I'm using, plus around 2.5x for the basic enrichment. So I'm at around $5 per 1,000 scrap leads. I have a second layer which basically scraps more information from other sources, from other websites, from the target clients leads, a website, etc. So then I will get like 80, maybe 85% of all leads enriched. This will maybe double my cost again. And I have a third layer of enrichment. This is like fully enriched, and it's not 100% quota, of course, but you have like a lot of informations, and this is what I usually use. So I pay around, let's say per 15,000 leads, around $200, something like this. Let's do the math. $200 divided by 15,000, so a single lead costs me around 1 cent. Since we're calculating in per 1,000 leads, I pay per 1,000 leads around $13. Sometimes cheaper, sometimes more expensive. There are some variables, but let's say between $10 to $13, somewhere like this, per 1,000 leads. But you can make it cheaper. I'm just telling you the prices. So this is the scrapper I use for the first scrap to get the Google Maps information. To use this, you will need to make an account on Epify. I'm not affiliated with them. You can start for free, but honestly, the free version will not work for you. The free version is literally just for testing around, just to see how it does work, what kind of information you get. You will not get like quantity. Like you will not have any business value from the free account. I think the cheapest subscription costs like $39, and with the $39 you get also $39 in credits. So basically you pay $39 for a subscription, but you can use all the $39 to scrap for leads. Let's say it's $40, you will get like 20k leads if you just use the basic scrapper. From let's say 20k leads which you scrapped in the basic version, 30% have, probably will be less, but let's say 30% have an email, so you can maybe contact 6k people, maybe 7k. Most probably will be less. It will be, I don't know, 3k if you don't enrich any further information. We will not go through how to create an account on Epify because you have a brain and this is not so difficult to create an account. Anyways, on Epify you will get an API key. It's in the settings or somewhere below. You will see it. It's easy to grab. Sounds complicated, super easy. 20 seconds of work. And now you can select either run an actor or run an actor and get data set. I usually split this, so I always have a here run actor and get items. This basically get the data set. Because in case something is like something will crash or whatever, I can split it and do it how you want. I do it like this. So you add the Epify node. A node is the workflow step. You log in with your Epify account, so with the API key. I'm already logged in. You will just click here on the pencil and then you will log in. You just put your API key. And the rest you can just copy paste how I have it. So the resource is actor, operations run as an actor. Actor source is, for me, recently used actors because I have a lot. And here Google Maps Scrapper, it's basically this one. Like this one, which we just saw, it's the same. There are some other ones, but in my opinion, this is the best one. And here's the information I sent to Epify. You can also copy paste it and use the same. So what I'm sending, because you can copy paste this whole thing, you see most informations are fixed, like we never change them. 3 informations we change. It's this one. Here's JSON limit. What is JSON limit? JSON limit is this number here. 200, maybe 300. This is the amount of leads we want to get. You cannot put like 1 million, you cannot put 10,000. This will crash, this will not work. Keep it somewhere between 100 and 300. So JSON limit is basically taking the information from Telegram, from the code, which cleaned information, and translating it for the scrapper. So JSON limit is at 200. Then here, JSON sector. Sector is the industry. So this takes the industry and put it here as a sector. The last thing is the URL. So JSON maps URL. This is a Google Maps URL, so the location. The rest always remains the same. You can adjust it for your own purposes. I set it up once, and since then I'm using it. Nothing to explain here. Once the workflow starts, because of a Telegram message, the Telegram message gets like cleaned up. It goes directly to the Google Maps Scrapper. The Google Maps Scrapper starts to work, fully automated. Once the Google Maps Scrapper is done, we download the informations, like the lead list, because it's on the Epify service, but we need it for our purposes, so we download it. So this work node basically just download informations. You can set it up exactly like I have it here, but it's basically saying get items. So download items. After that, I have a node which is called remove duplicates. You can also just search for it, remove duplicates. So what does this node is doing? It's removing duplicates. So for example, it's basically checking the title. So let's say you have a lead. Then I have a filter after the remove duplicates, which is checking, is there a title? The title is the company name. Is there a title? So does it exist? Could be also not existing, but does the title exist? So in our case, does in Google Sheets the Apple Inc., the company name exists. Then I have an AND condition. So these are 2 variables. The AND condition means both variables have to be true, otherwise a lead gets rejected. If you would select OR, then one of both variables have to be true, but in this case I need both to be true. So is there a title? First of all, does it exist? And then is the title not empty? After the filter, there's a Google Sheets node. So this is the part where we basically take the leads which we just scrapped, cleaned, remove duplicates, etc., and upload them to your Google Sheet so you can access them. For this, you will need to log in with your Google Mail login. So you click on create new credentials, and here you are basically putting all information. So usually if this workflow would run, you would see here on the left side, which is empty right now, you would see a lot of information. Like I said, Apple Inc., the street, the address, the phone number, the email address in best case, some other informations. And you don't want to put them randomly into your Google Sheet, but you want to sort things out so you can read it and you can understand what's going on. So what I do, I basically take this part is information we got from Epify. So this JSON dot and the part above is basically how my Google Sheet is built. So I have a row which is called row title, clean title, category name, etc., etc. Basically until here, you're done. Like you got some leads which you can already use. If there's an email, if there's a phone number, maybe an Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you can contact them. Like you can start to work from this point. I have an additional first basic enrichment to get some more qualified leads and to get more information. And this is this part. This part starts with, after Google Sheets is basically done with updating the sheet or filling out the sheet, it's sending the information to loop over. Loop over means there are two exits of this workflow. One is the done, so finish, and one is a loop. So the loop over will use every lead which we have, run here in a circle. So try to enrich the lead. When it's done, it takes the next lead, run again through the whole process, takes the next lead, run again, and once all leads are done, which we just scrapped, let's say we scrapped 100 leads, this will run 100 times. When all 100 leads are done, it will go up here, the done path, and just send me a Telegram message, hey, I'm done. This whole process takes less than 10 minutes. It's fully automated, like I said. So let me open the loop over item. I have a batch size of 40. You can make it higher, you can make it less. In my experience, for this specific workflow, 40 is a good number. If you would put, let's say 1000, there's a high chance it will crash. If it crashes, you might lose informations on the way because it crashed. Like you will lose informations, or you have to find those informations like manually. I don't want to do anything manually. Of course, you will also lose money. Let's say if you have like paid workflow nodes inside and it crashes, like until then you lost your money. So I figured out for this specific workflow, the golden ratio is like 40. So the loop over item takes 40 leads. Let's say we scrap before 200. So it takes from those 200, the first 40 runs into the loop. After the 40 are done, it takes the next 40 until everything is done basically, yeah? So it takes the first 40, we run into the filter node. The filter node is checking for two things. Again, you can skip like one of both variables because I basically have a double. It's basically checking, is there a website? Like, does it exist? And the website field is not empty. Work with the lead because we will scrap now the company's website to get like contact informations like the telephone number, like the email. So if we don't have a website, we will skip this lead because there's no logical way to work with it if we need the website. Then we're aggregating the informations. Means we have 40 leads, which we took from the loop over. Let's say 38 have a website. So 2 being skipped, 38 we still have. This node will only take the website informations from all 38 leads. Because you have to imagine before, from the Google Sheets, we had a title, we had the address, we had the phone number, we had the email address, we had a website. So we had a lot of informations, and for 40 leads, so we have a huge data set, but we don't need all the informations and all the data. We only need the website. So this specific work node only takes the website from all 40 or 38 leads with the website and passes them. Then we have again an Epify scrapper. This time it's a contact detail scrapper. It's this one, wait, this one. So it costs you around $1 per 1000 scrap leads. It searches for email address, phone numbers, LinkedIn, Twitter, Insta, Facebook, so on. So basically, most of the social media contacts, most of the ways you can contact a human or a business. Again, you will not get contact details for every lead. Even they are sometimes available, the scrapper might not find them because they're in different format, whatever. So don't expect 100% success. It will be probably, I don't know, 70%, something like that. So here, once again, this is the JSON. This is basically the information we're sending to the scrapper. You can just copy it. So here on the left side, you see the aggregated website information. So this is what we're sending it as a JSON stringify. You can just copy it. You don't have to understand it if it's if you're like a beginner or a newbie. But this basically takes the list of website URLs which we have and passes them as an individual item. Because right now the previous node took 40 websites, put them all together, so they're basically like a long sentence. We know those are multiple websites. So once the scrapper is running and finishes work, we're again downloading the dataset. We're again uploading it to our Google Sheet, or basically updating our Google Sheet. And this time we're using something very important, a column to match on. Because before we had a blank Google Sheet, so every information we had, we just put it in. But now we already have information filled in, so we know it's Apple Inc. They have this and this headquarter, and we search their website for contact information. So now we're getting a list, and we have to match this entry in our Google Sheet with the list. Otherwise, it will be a random mixture of informations, and we will not have any benefit. So we're matching on a specific item, which is the website. Because before we sent the website, we took the website from Google Sheets and sent it to Epify, to the scrapper. And now we receive contact information, which also include the website. And we're matching website with website, so we know, it's the same lead. So, column to match on, website. What are we updating? In my specific case, only the email. So, if this would run, I would receive an email as an output. I would update my Google Sheet lead with a new email. After the Google Sheet, there's a small pause. So we're pausing for 2 seconds. This is just because of rate limits. Because imagine you would send in a minute like 1,000 requests to Google Sheet. They would just block you because they think, what the fuck? Like, is this like a scam? Is this like a hack? DDoS, whatever. So I run a small pause, 2 seconds. The whole workflow takes, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes maybe. So I'm not hitting like the Google Sheet API limits. So yeah, this is the first step. How we use Google Maps to scrap for businesses. How we enrich those businesses, the lead contacts. And from here we can basically already work with those leads. I will not show you any lead list for a simple reason, because of privacy. But now you saw like everything, how it works. So the first step is done. We have the Google Maps scrapping. We have a small enrichment. Now we continue with more enrichment before we then contact the leads. So then let's continue with the next step, how to enrich the leads. So the leads which we initially scrapped from Google Maps and enrich already a little bit. So there are a few ways how we can do it and how we can do it better and more deep. I have here in the same workflow 3 side or sub workflows. One is specifically for German websites. I guess for the most people here it will not matter at all. But in Germany we have a law which is in Germany, we have a law which makes it mandatory for websites to have an impressum. So it's something like an imprint. And this workflow would basically scrap the imprint of any website, a German website basically. So let me show you how this workflow works and looks like. So we have again the Google Sheets, the same Google Sheets what we had above in the first workflow. We have a filter. The filter is again for websites. So we have an existing website. It's not empty. Like I said, in my case, everything double. But email is empty. So we only look for websites where we don't have any email information. If you're scrapping for, let's say, phone numbers, you could replace email with phone. I have also a second email here, which I call found email. So I have basically two different email sets, and both have to be empty. So I don't want any email contacts or any contact. So I can basically search for leads without them to enrich my contacts, my leads. Then we have a loop over item, which have a batch size of 100 this time, so much more. So this is one way how to scrap informations and how to enrich. But I have a super different workflow, which is this one. This workflow is a little bit bigger. Like you see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sub workflows. How to scrap and enrich data. Not scrap, just the enrich part. The top part, I will not describe it here in detail because it's very, very deep and it's a very long workflow. I guess it's a topic for maybe a second video. So the top workflow, what it is doing. So basically the top part, so this part here, it is searching for decision makers. CEO, SEO, CFO, vice president, whatever. It is searching for them on different platforms, LinkedIn, X, Google, on the company's website, on other websites. Once we find a decision maker, we will then become stalkers. What means stalkers? So we will use AI, we will use Google, we will use other sources of information to find out something about the decision maker. For example, let's say you found me as a lead and I'm the decision maker, and then you will find out through this workflow, I just published a YouTube video about how to outreach to people. And with this information, we will use then AI. This is this part. There's an AI agent who will use all information we found and scrapped, and who use all information which we found to write an icebreaker. What is an icebreaker? So when you send out an email, you usually have an icebreaker. So this is the first sentence, which will be, in my example, my case, hey Arthur, I saw you just published a YouTube video about outreaching to cold leads. Congrats on that, blah, 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 blah. And from there you would start with your offer, with your service, whatever. So this part is more about find the decision maker, find out what he's doing, what hobbies he have, what things he like in life, what he's doing, etc. And then make an icebreaker. This part is important. And this is basically the last part you have to know before you can start to send cold emails out. You have to verify those emails. So what I use Hunter. I'm not affiliated with Hunter. You can use anything else. There are plenty of different suppliers. But what is Hunter doing? Hunter have 3 different offers or 3 services which you can use. First, second service what Hunter have, you can verify emails. This is for what I use Hunter. So I'm sending the emails what we scrapped, what we enriched to Hunter, and Hunter will tell me, okay, first, do I know this email? If I know this email, is this email safe to use? Safe to use means this email exists, no one will report you, this is a valid domain, whatever. So they're verifying the email, it's workable, it's safe to use for your cold outreach system. Very important. Also, Hunter will tell you if they know the email and maybe it's not safe to use, maybe it's wrong, maybe it's not up to date, whatever, they will tell you to not use it. And a third thing is what Hunter can do is basically find decision makers for you. So in case you don't have enough decision makers, because it's always better to reach out to a decision maker than to a generic email like info@ or contact@. A decision maker or a person is always better. You can use Hunter for this. So there are 3 different services. Hunter costs, I guess, around $200, something like that. No. So they have a free tier, but 50 credits are absolutely not enough. You can try it, but literally it's not enough. 2,000 credits most probably also not enough. Maybe for you to start, yeah. I would suggest either the growth or the scale subscription. Because, for example, here you have 10,000 credits. 10,000 credits is not equal to 10,000 leads, because maybe to find a decision maker for a lead costs you 1.5 credits or 2 credits. Maybe to buy a lead costs you 2 credits, 3 credits. So it's not like 1 credit, 1 lead, or 1 credit, 1 verified lead. It's not. So let's say from 10,000 credits, maybe you can verify 3K, maybe 5K leads, something like that. So free, yeah, you can play around for 5 seconds until you run out of credits. Starter, maybe to really start up, like the first 1-2 weeks. But after that, you will need most probably growth or scale. But like I said, I'm not affiliated to Hunter. You can use whatever you want. There may be cheaper solutions, or maybe more expensive, maybe better ones. I don't know. I use Hunter. Wrong workflow, so this workflow. Then there's another step you should do. I use Loomread for this. You can use whatever you want. Loomread is completely for free. So what you can do on Loomread, like I said, it's completely for free. The only limitations, you can upload maximum 1,000 leads at once. So if you have a lead list of 5,000, you have to split this into 5 lists, each with 1K leads, and then you can upload them to Loomread. I think Loomread only costs money if you want to upload like more leads, but otherwise it's for free. So Loomread is checking the emails, like similar like Hunter is doing, but just a different database. Do we know this email? Is this email safe to use? Are there any issues with this email? Loomread will most probably flag a lot of emails as risky. Risky doesn't mean it's risky. Risky just mean Loomread doesn't have any information to the lead or to the email, to the website, whatever. You should not contact them. You should not contact the lead. Should not contact the lead if Loomread tells you it's invalid, or they show like a red flag or something. This means do not contact. And in my personal experience, if you have like 10K leads, Loomread will maybe flag 200, something like that, as invalid. So do not contact them, just delete them. Keep it safe. Okay, and then we're basically done with the enrichment. What I personally use is Instantly for my cold email outreach. So Instantly is a system where you can build campaigns to outreach to people, and they will run more or less automatic. I'm not affiliated with Instantly, so if you find something better, if you find something cheaper, use it. You can also let me know, because Instantly is expensive, to be honest. So Instantly I have like multiple subscriptions, but honestly, this one, the cheapest one, there will be no use case for you. Why? Because it only allows you to have 1,000 leads, and you will reach this like very fast. And 1,000 leads sounds like a lot, is nothing. You're only allowed to send out 5,000 emails per month. Sounds like a lot. I will explain you in a moment why it's not a lot, and you will most probably don't have any benefit from this subscription tier for $47. What you will need, and this is the same how I started on Instantly, is the subscription for $97. First of all, you can have up to 25K leads, you can send up to 100K emails per month, and they have a better warm-up system for your emails. I will also explain this in a moment. The other tiers, you can try them. What I do, I have, for example, on Instantly multiple accounts, because I find it more easy to filter through my emails, through my campaigns, if I have like less emails and less information inside the account, and the pricing is like 3 times more. The benefits of a higher tier subscription is not that much more. You basically get just more email contacts, but you get the same if you have a second account. Of course, it's still more beneficial for most people to get a higher tier subscription. In my case, because I find it easier, I just have multiple accounts with this subscription tier. So once you made an account on Instantly, I will not click around here because of privacy of my leads, because of privacy of the campaigns I'm running, because of privacy of my personal data. I will not click around and show you how Instantly and explain to you is what you have to keep in mind, what is important, and what are the costs and what you can expect. So first of all, after you get the subscription on Instantly, you will need email accounts. And no, you cannot use your private email, your private Gmail, your private Yahoo, whatever you have, Hotmail, Outlook, you cannot. I mean, you can try, but you will be banned like this and you will have zero benefits out of it. What you will need to do is to buy a domain. A domain is like instantly.ai, google.com, microsoft.com, whatever, like a domain. And you can buy a domain directly through Instantly. Domain costs you $15 per year. And with each domain you buy, you can have up to 5 email accounts. Each email account costs you $5 per month. So you can have up to 5 emails per domain, means $25 for the email accounts, plus $15 for the domain per year. With each email account which you have, you can send up to 30 emails a day. Means if you have one domain with 5 emails, you can send 150 emails a day. But, and this you should follow to keep your domain safe, to keep your emails safe, because they can get banned. You should only operate and send out emails on Monday to Friday, like a normal person who's working in an office would operate. You're not operating 24/7, you're not operating 365 days, you're operating Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. or any other different time zone. That time zone doesn't matter, but 8 hours, maybe 9 hours max. So 150 emails a day, multiply with 5, you can send up 750 emails a week. Let's say a month have 4 weeks, so you can send up 3,000 emails a month with one domain. This is not enough. I would recommend you to at least buy 3, in best case 5, maybe 4 domains when you start. Why? So let's say 4 domains. 4 domains give you 5 accounts each, email accounts, 20 accounts in total. 20 accounts equals to 600 emails a day, to 3,000 emails a week, and to 12,000 emails a month. You have to keep the following thing in mind. So once you register the domain, you cannot use it like immediately. Once you buy the domain, register the email accounts, Instantly will do this for you. It takes them 2-3 days. So after 2-3 days, you will have the email accounts. You have to warm up the emails. So this is also what is Instantly doing for you, but this process takes 2 to 3 weeks. Usually people say 2 weeks. I personally do it for 3 weeks. So in 2-3 weeks, you will not send out any email to any lead. What will Instantly or the system of Instantly do in the meantime? So the first 2-3 weeks, no email will be sent out. You will only operate within the Instantly internal service process to warm up your accounts. After the warm up, so after the 2-3 weeks, and just as an information, you pay from the first day for the subscription and for the emails and for the domain as well. So you basically spend money for more or less the first half month for nothing. The first day your emails go into production, so you start to send out real emails to real leads. You don't start with 30. 30 is like the maximum number people are using. You can send more, but this will put your emails at high risk, because you have to imagine no real human can send out 1,000 emails from one single account. This is not humanly manageable. If you send 100, maybe you will not get flagged on the first day, maybe not on the second day, but after that, your reputation of your domains will lose. So the goal number is like 30. So, and the first day you start with the production. So you start to send out real emails to real leads. You start with 2. You don't start with 30, you start with 2. You have, let's say, 5 email accounts. This one sends to, this one sends to, this one sends to, this one and this one. So on the first day, you send 10 emails in total. On the second day, the number increases by +2. This one sends 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So on the second day, you send out 20 emails. On the third day, it increases again for 2. You send 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. And so on until you reach the maximum amount of 30. There is something very important inside cold outreach, email cold outreach. You have follow-up emails. So you have an initial email where you contact the lead the very first time. After around 4 days, 5 days, maybe 3 days, you are sending a follow-up email like, hey, did you saw my email? Hey, what do you think? Blah, blah, blah. After another 4 or 5 days, you will send another follow-up. After maybe 5 days, maybe another week. Sorry, the recording program on my MacBook crashed. So I'm recording now from my iPhone because it would take some time to export a video and so on. I just stopped by telling you that there are follow-ups, and you have to imagine, if you, let's say you can send up maximum 10,000 emails a month with all your domains, all your emails. What you have to keep in mind, you didn't contact so many new leads. Basically, most of the time you've been just following up, and you had only like 1, 2, 3, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where you sent out emails to new leads, 2 days, follow-ups, and then you had maybe 2 days more where you sent out new emails to new leads. So in total, you sent out 50 new emails to new leads, and in just 2 weeks. So the most emails you will send out are follow-ups. Keep this in mind, because let's say you have 5, maybe 6 domains, and you have 5 emails per domain, and you have a lead list of 10,000. Let's say it can easily take you up to 2 months, maybe 3 months, depending on how many follow-up sequences you have, until you will really finish. Like, you will finish the campaign. Finishing a campaign means you send out all emails, all follow-ups, so all email contacts, all leads. It takes a lot of time. So keep this in mind. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And just let me know in the comments if this topic was interesting for you, if we should go a little bit deeper, if I should explain something more in detail. If you want to talk about some other topic, maybe OpenClaw, I mentioned OpenClaw before, or how to use AI in different ways, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'm very happy if you like this video. Drop a like, drop a follow, and we see us.